add-on service for your commercial cleaning business. So here we go. Flu season is officially here. It started on around November 1st. So let me just give you guys some really quick statistics. According to the CDC, that's the Centers for Disease Control, the peak of flu season typically occurs anywhere between late November and March. And so since 2010, this is what the Centers for Disease Control have reported regarding just the flu, that the flu has resulted in between 9.2 million and 35.6 million people getting sick. The flu has resulted in between 140 and 710,000 hospitalizations every year. And influenza-associated deaths in the United States alone range in a 1 year anywhere from 12,000, which was a low in 2011, 2012, to a high of 56,000 people died because of the flu in the season 2012 and 2013. So, you know, we don't think of the flu as being like something that will kill you, but it can. I mean, it can be a very serious disease, and it can also cost a ton of money. Let me give you, let's see, I thought I had some other statistics. I guess I don't. I had some money statistics, but I guess I don't have them here with me today. But I think it's been estimated that healthcare costs. So can you guys just kind of type in and let me know you're here? Hi, I can see there's eyes here, but I don't know who's here. So maybe just type in for me, give me your name and your location. So I was just getting started. I was just saying some stuff. Hi, Gleam. I was just saying giving you some stats about how many people are affected by the flu every year. It's been estimated that I think it was something like, I don't know, 7 or 8 million people in the United States got sick. No, this is not what it is. It was $7 or $8 million in hospital and healthcare costs related to treatment for the flu, and that the cost to businesses for their employees being sick and missing sick days was over $10 billion last year. So it's a huge amount of money that it costs. It's a huge chunk out of our economy when people are sick with the flu. So here's some tips to avoid getting the flu. Get a vaccine. And now this is taken straight from the CDC. And I'm telling you guys this because these are the selling points that you can use when you're talking to your clients, when you want to explain to them why they should hire you to perform this service, which, by the way, just so that there's not any suspense, I don't want you to feel like I'm teasing you, the service is a disinfecting service, okay? So the CDC recommends in this order: get a vaccine, stay home when you're sick, wash your hands, avoid close contact with people who are sick, cover your sneeze, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. But the number one thing that they say that working people can do at work is to clean and disinfect surfaces or objects. And in particular, they mention frequently touched surfaces like objects like telephones, keyboards, doorknobs, things like that. So just not to be too medical, but you know what happens when someone is sick with a flu virus? They sneeze or they cough, and then those germs, or maybe they're blowing their nose, and so those germs get on their hands, or they get on their keyboard, or like, let's say if they're using a phone in the break room, or if it's the receptionist and she's using a phone, let's say they're in the copy room and it's a phone that she's, you know, pressing the buttons to make copies. Those are all common shared areas, especially the door leading in and out of the restroom, the back of the chair that you pull out to sit down in the break room to have lunch, the buttons that you press on the microwave in the break room to warm up your lunch in the office. So there are a lot of surfaces that people are touching at the office where they're moving that germ around in the office. So, you know, yes. So here's the thing. Although CDC says that they want people to get a vaccine as the sort of, you know, number one thing that they can do not to get sick, Employers cannot require people to get a vaccine, but they can help them, especially those people who didn't get a vaccine. And as you guys know, there's a lot of people nowadays who don't do vaccines. They don't believe in it, whatever. So employers have somewhat of a responsibility to protect those people who are at work, whether they're sick or not. So this is where you come in, because you can offer a daily disinfecting program. So I gave you guys an example when I was sort of talking about this a little bit. But let me just show you guys how super easy this is. At first, when you think about a disinfecting program, yeah, it sounds like, oh, like it's going to be a really big deal. But there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. Okay, the first thing is that you need to use a professional grade disinfectant. So here's one here. This is what we use. Let's see. Okay, so this comes from Waxy. It goes in a dilution control center, so you don't have to worry about trying to dilute it. The main thing is that you just want to get something that's commercial grade, that you buy like from a Jansan distributor. So wherever you live, there are janitorial supply distributors that can sell you, commercial grade disinfectants. So I have like 5 points that I want to cover really quick with you guys. So the first one I want you to type in is pro disinfectant. So will you guys just type that in the comments? And as you guys know, I like you to type things in, because what I've learned is that a lot of people learn in sort of multi-dimensional ways. So you can learn by seeing, you're learning by hearing, by watching me. But if you write something down or if you type it in, that will also help cement it in your mind. So yeah, if you type in, let's see if I can, so just type, yeah, a pro disinfectant. And also, if you buy this from your distributor, there we go, then it's a lot cheaper. So, not like Lysol and that kind of thing. And also, using professional grade stuff makes you look like a professional. It helps to justify, the prices that you charge for things. Okay, the second point that's really important for you guys to think about is dwell time. I see a lot of people saying that they're disinfecting surfaces, but what they do is they spray a disinfectant on and then they wipe it off. A disinfectant needs to dwell on that surface for a certain period of time in order to be effective. So dwell time is very, very important. So the process that I'm going to show you guys today means that you don't have to worry about dwell time anymore. But that's an important concept that I want you to remember. So I want you to type in dwell time, which just means how long is the disinfectant dwelling? Is it sitting? Is it on the surface? That's super important. Third thing I want you to know is, let's talk about frequency. The frequency for disinfecting programs at work to be most effective is daily. This is one of the reasons why I don't typically offer this to my residential clients, because if you go there every 2 weeks and you disinfect every 2 weeks, I mean, there's been a long time while the germs were there, all 2 weeks. So this kind of a service is ideal for a commercial account that you go to every day. If you go 3 days a week, that's fine too. Now, when you want to think about how to price this, just have if you have a huge facility, it may be difficult for you to try to calculate, how long is it going to take my janitors to disinfect every phone, every doorknob, every, the bathroom doorknobs, the break room, those kinds of things. So what you can do is you can maybe just have your people do a test run one day and calculate how much longer that will take you. Your cleaners can help you do that. They can do it for you. And then you can just multiply that by your daily rate. Okay. So let's just type in, do a test run and multiply. And we'll talk some more in a minute about how to calculate your pricing, okay? But now what I want to do is I want to give you guys an example of how I kind of started doing this, how it worked for me, and then I'm going to actually demonstrate to you how to do it, because it's super, super simple, okay? Or maybe I'll demonstrate now. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, so bear with me here. Okay, so this is, we get these from our JanSan supplier. It's like a, like a pop-out kind of top. And so you get your, your little wipey. Okay, so we have these buckets that they use, look like this. And the disinfectant, is in there. So now here's what's really key, is that you put the disinfectant in the bucket. And then you take your wipey, you put it in here like this, you wring it out. Okay, so now you have this wipey. Okay, you can only use this wipey in like one contiguous space. So let's say you're going to do all the private offices. Use this one in Bob Smith's office, but don't take this and then use it in the break room. It can only be used in that one area. So if you're doing offices, one of these is per office. If you're going to do the receptionist area, you can do the reception counter, you can do her phone, you can do her keyboard, you can do her whole area, but then you can't take this and use it anywhere else because now you're going to cross-contaminate. The other thing that you don't want to do is you don't take this and re-dip it back into here, because now you're introducing whatever was on here into your disinfectant. So that's really what's the key, is that you use one of these per area. So let's say you take one of these and you can do all of the what we call high touch points in the restroom. So that would be the doorknob going in and out of the restroom, the handles on both sides of all the stalls, the faucet where people turn the water off and on, if they have an area where they touch to get soap or paper towels. Those would be the main areas that you want to think about in terms of high touch points. Let's say if you're going to do a break room. In the break room, you would use one of these, and you could use more. You could use two of these if it's a really large break room. But you would want to do things like the refrigerator handles, the buttons on the vending machine, the coffee pot and the handle to the coffee pot. If they have a dishwasher, anything that multiple people will be touching. And it's also really, people love it. Yes, yeah, Joseph, I was just, if you can watch the replay again later, I was showing you guys how to use these wipes. And when you buy them in these kinds of commercial quantities, they're not that expensive. What we actually did, I was going to give you guys the example, what we did with the client that asked us to do this is we said to them, you buy all of the supplies and we'll just supply the labor. But we told them what it was that we wanted. They buy it from our JanSan supplier. So let me give you an example of how this has worked in my business. So I have an account that we do, and just for people that are asking, it looks like there's lots of questions about this wipe. These are fairly durable. I was just able to tear it there, but it's fairly durable. I mean, you could wipe. Now, this is not for cleaning. This is just for disinfecting. Okay, and the reason that we're doing this is because, remember, we want the disinfectant to have dwell time. So we want to leave it on the surface. We don't want to spray it and then wipe it. We want to wipe it, and we want it to be fairly wet. I actually probably wrung this out a little bit too much. It should probably be more like this, like pretty kind of sopping wet, because you want to leave disinfectant on things. That's sort of the whole purpose of this program. Okay, so we do it in all the private offices, and then we'll do it like in the cubicles. So we don't do their whole area. We don't typically dust desks every day. But if we're going to do the desks every Friday, then we'll do their desk. Of course, you don't want to wet keyboards, but if you have an area where let's say we do people's phone, we do the backs of the chairs, doors in and out of things. As I mentioned before, it's common areas where, especially like, let's say in the copy room, in the conference room, places where multiple people are going to be in and out. So there's likely to be lots of different, germs. Oh, so I was giving you guys the example of how this worked in my account. So I have an account that we don't spend a lot of time there. We go 5 nights a week, and it's $1,400 a night. I'm sorry, $1,400 a month. So what we did was, when they asked us to introduce this program, we added on $1,000 per month just for doing this. It takes about an extra 45 minutes at this particular location. And we do it over a 6-month period. So we do it in from late October, November, December, January, February, and March. So we do it for 6 months. So I just added $6,000, to the annual revenue of that contract. And here's a funny story. Last year, the guy that was our contact there, we've been doing this account for years. We've been doing it since about, I don't know, maybe 2004, 2005. So the guy that was our contact that we had set all this up with, he left, and I didn't realize that. And so last year, we had some more stuff left over from the year before, so we got started with the program. We used up what we had, and it was time for them to buy more stuff, and I kept calling. He didn't return my calls. We emailed. Nobody got back to us. So when we ran out of stuff, we stopped doing it. Somebody called me about a week later and said, what's happened to the disinfecting program? Because we've had a lot of people sick. I'm sorry, it wasn't a week. It was about 2 weeks, because it was long enough for them. I got to be honest, I guess I wasn't really sure how effective something like this would be, but within about 2 weeks, they called to say, whatever has happened with our disinfecting program, we need to get back on track, because we've had a bunch of people getting sick in the office in the last 10 days. So, are you guys doing it? Are you not doing it? What's happened? What do we need to do? So now they are sold on it forever. And remember at the beginning of this, when I gave you guys those statistics, so oh, here it is here. So I have some more of these, and this is actually how you can sell it. So the way that you sell it is, and these are statistics from the CDC, just curious how many man hours. Yeah, I don't remember. I know that when it went from 1,400 to 2,400, that added about 45 minutes a night. So I guess if $1,000 is 45 minutes, then maybe we're spending an hour and a half, something like that. Okay, so the flu season is likely to cost employers millions of lost work days. I think they calculated something like 111 million work days are lost every year due to the flu. And that's just the flu. We could also be talking about colds, which is also during this same period of time. And yeah, so calculations showed that it cost employers about $7 billion each year in sick days and lost productivity. And the cost in terms of healthcare costs was $10 billion. So when you put the two of those together, it's almost $18 billion a year that it's costing businesses in terms of, sick days and healthcare costs just for the flu. So the way that you kind of pitch this to people is, and I'll tell you how we originally got started doing this. This tells you how long ago this was. It was when that H1N1 was first, like a big scare. And I think that was in 2009, 2010. So we've been doing this for this particular client. We do it every year for 6 months of the year. We've been doing it for about 6 years now, 7 years. So when you talk to people about how much they're going to lose in their business because of people being out sick or at work sick, but not fully functioning, it's an easy thing for them to see that if they spend an extra $6,000, $1,000 a month, and that's just for this particular account. It could be less if you have a smaller account. It could be more if you have a bigger account. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to actually market this, how to get your clients to sign on board, or how to attract new clients with it. So this demonstration that I just gave you guys, here's the very first thing that I did, because it didn't occur to me until a couple of years ago. We were doing it for a couple of clients, and I don't know, one winter, I wanted some extra money. I wanted to go on a trip. So I sent it out as a marketing piece to our existing clients. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to make a video like what I was just doing. I think I may have a video that I did on my YouTube channel. If you guys Oh, you know what? I think it's on, if you go to the A1 Janitorial YouTube channel, I think it's on there. And it may also be on my a1janitorial.com, you know, just my company's website. I'll try to remember later to post a link here, but just make a very simple video. It can be 2 or 3 minutes just demoing what the process is, like what I just did, okay? That's the first thing you do. And then take that video and post it on your personal Facebook page, post it on your business Facebook page. You can post it on your LinkedIn profile, and then put it on your website and just say, hey guys, this is a really attractive and timely process that you want to think about incorporating into your nightly janitorial services. This is what it is. If you'd like to get more information, contact us and we'd be happy to you know, get this going in your office. It's going to save you a ton of money in terms of people being out sick, missing days, etc. The other thing that you can do after you have your video is you can send out an email to all of your clients, or even, I just did this recently, I sent it out to about 700 people. I had a list that I purchased. So I had, you know, a bunch of businesses here in Las Vegas that I'm interested in doing business with. So as part of my regular marketing, I send them something about every 2 months. So this month I'm saying, hey, you know, if your janitorial service isn't doing this for you, you know, they're not taking as good a care of you as they could be, and this is what we do. Please contact us if, you know, you'd like us to take care of you in this way. You can also send out a postcard if you guys have either an existing list, or if you buy lists from time to time. As part of your regular ongoing marketing anyway, you guys should be. And you know what, let's go back to typing stuff out. So let's type in, I want you guys to write video. Okay, I want you to think about, and I know a lot of people say, oh, okay, sorry guys, I messed up. So let's see. Can you guys, are you back on? Can you see my video? Sorry about that. Make a video. Okay, sorry guys, I kind of blew it. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to get back on. Sorry, I was trying to type something in and I thought I was hitting the send button, but I actually hit the finish button. So I cut off all of the, cut everybody off of the Facebook Live. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I was saying was I just wanted to go back over, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a recap with regard to the marketing, so how you can market this. So I want you guys to type in, you know, like what we were doing before, because I think it will help to cement this process in your mind. And I know a lot of people say, I don't want to do video, I don't want to do, you know, live, I don't want to, you know, I'm not good on video, I feel nervous, I feel stiff, I feel awkward. But here's the thing, the more you do, the better you get. So you're just going to have to be stiff a couple of times. You know, it won't be the end of the world. And interestingly enough, people love video. Video is like the hot new thing now. It's like, you know, when phones first came out, when cell phones first came out, with your TV, when remote control first came out. People love to see videos. So if you can put some video on your website, on your Facebook page, if you can send people an email with a video, it's going to be so much more attractive. They're going to watch them so much more. To be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I started doing these Facebook Live posts, because people like video. Isn't this more fun or interesting than watching, you know, I mean, than like reading a blog post? I could have given you guys all of this same information in a blog post, but I just thought it's more fun, it's more engaging, it's more interesting to do video. Okay, so I want you guys, as step number one is to make your video, and then I want you to post it some different places. I want you to post it on your business and personal Facebook page. I want you to post it on LinkedIn, Instagram. Then I want you to send out, I want you to put it on your website, and then I want you to send it out in an email and also in a postcard. Now, I mean, you can't put a video on a postcard. What I mean is I want you to, I'm showing you some ways to market this disinfecting program. These are things that will set you apart from the other janitors, you know, out there in your community, because for some reason, I don't know, a lot of people aren't doing this, they're not thinking about it, they're not talking about it. And don't get stuck on that extra $1,000 a month. That just happened to be what it cost this particular client. It could cost your client an extra $200, an extra $2,000. I mean, it just depends on the size of the account. The key is that this is a seasonal service that's going to save them some time and money in lost productivity. And here's the other thing. Not only is it great in terms of making their facility more clean, but it shows their employees that they care about keeping them well, about taking good care of them. So it makes a really nice impression to the workers. They very much appreciate that. So when you're talking to them about it, let them understand that the cost of introducing this program is more like an investment in the wellness of their staff. Don't think of this in terms of an expense. It's an investment, because the little money that they spend you doing it will save them thousands of dollars in loss of productivity, people out on sick days, etc. So somebody was asking, what is the product? So maybe you came in late, Jennifer. It's not a product, it's a service. It's a daily disinfecting service for commercial cleaning accounts. So I'm sorry, now this live is going to be in two pieces because I cut off the first one. So you'll have to go back. I'll pin these. But it's, as far as what you're using, it was just really simple. We just got these, commercial wipes, and then we got some commercial grade disinfectant from our janitorial supply distributor, whoever you work with there in your town. And then we, dipped it into this bucket. And I gave a demonstration earlier. So for those of you that came on late, if you go back and watch the original one, you can see I showed you how to actually perform the service. So I don't want to repeat that for those of you that were here. So who has questions? Who has questions about how to price it, how to sell it, how to market it, how to do it, who to ask about it, how to introduce it? Questions? No questions? Okay, so let's just review over the marketing that we talked about. Okay, so step one was a video. You guys typed that in. So then a video, I want you to put Facebook. So go ahead and type in Facebook and website and LinkedIn. Let's see, you're going to send out an email and a postcard. Oh, actually, there were a couple more that I didn't talk about. You're going to call or contact existing clients, and you're going to talk about it at networking events. And you know what? I have something else actually. Well, this is actually sort of a different topic. I'm not sure if I have this saved. I mentioned to you guys earlier that I was going to maybe do some discovery calls. And I'm also thinking about doing a 7-day challenge. It'll either be a 5-day challenge or 7-day challenge. I'm going to just read you guys some of the topics that I'm thinking about. And then in a couple of days, I'm going to do a post and I'm going to ask you guys which ones you're excited about. So these are the things that, let's say I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ideas on website content. So I'm sorry, on a 7-day challenge. So all of these will be free. They'll be done here. They'll be, every day in a row. We'll record the original ones, and then there'll be a place where you can go to look at the replay. So I want you to type in any or all of these that sound appealing to you. If I was going to do a 7-day challenge on creating all of the website content for your cleaning business, just type in website if that's of interest to you. I'm also thinking about doing one on creating a vision board, how you can sort of visualize the goals for yourself and for your business and have that in your office to motivate you and to inspire you. So if a vision board is something that's interesting to you, type that in. How about mindset? Getting really, staying focused and motivated and positive. If you're interested in me doing a challenge on that, type in mindset. How about employee handbook? Would anybody be interested in me doing a 7-day challenge where we go along step by step every day, and I'll show you guys how to create your own employee handbook? If that's of interest to you, type in employee handbook. How about this one? How about how to master the residential phone quote? Is anybody interested in that? Gleam says yes. Yes, which one, Gleam? Can you type in for me which one is appealing to you? How to master doing residential quotes on the phone as opposed to having to go out. How about this one? How about creating a commercial marketing calendar for the whole year? I could walk you guys through that step by step if that's something that's interesting to you. How about this one? How about mastering a commercial site visit? Step by step, everything that you need to do when you go to do a site visit for a commercial quote. What to say, what to ask, what to see, what to talk about, what to cover. If anybody's interested in that, type in commercial site visit. Okay, and then this last one, and this is just the ideas that I have for now. I'll keep thinking of some more. How about this one? I know a lot of people talk about they're struggling with hiring. So I do an initial phone interview. I have a whole HR process and system, but I think one of the key components to that is the initial phone interview. So if you would like to see me do a week-long challenge where I teach you everything about how to set up, conduct, schedule, score, rank, all of that, everything having to do with the initial phone interview for applicants in your business, type in initial phone interview. Jennifer, you put in going door to door. I actually don't recommend that. I'm not going to teach you guys how to do that. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's a good use of your time. So that wouldn't be something that I would offer. Okay, so one more thing, phone interview. Okay, and I'll do a, guys, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to do a poll in a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to get some ideas on what was interesting. So nobody's interested in a vision board, huh? I thought that was interesting. I just want to make sure nobody put it in. So if nobody's interested in making a vision board, that's fine. I just want to be sure. And also nobody put in mindset mastery, staying, keeping your mindset, positive, motivated, mastering your self-talk, overcoming objections. If that's something that's interesting, just type in mindset. So far, the two things that nobody seemed interested in was mindset and vision boards. So I just wanted to mention those one more time. So if you were interested in it, okay. Gleam, we went over the how to price the disinfecting program, but I'll do it again really quickly. Basically what I said was it's going to be based on how much time it takes. So you're going to ask your cleaners to do a sample area for you. So if they want to do one bathroom and you know that the place has 5 bathrooms, then you just take that and multiply that by 5 and then multiply that by whatever your hourly rate is. For those of you who came on late, if you're asking about how to sell this or how to market it, I covered that in the first part of the broadcast. So this entire program is an upsell of an existing, basically my client, we were doing nightly janitorial service for them already. We were charging them $1,400 a month for that. And then when H1N1, was a big deal and everybody was worried about it, we upsold them into us doing disinfecting on a nightly basis for them for 6 months out of the year. So we charged an extra $1,000 every month for the 6 months of the period that we're doing that. So that was the upsell. The disinfecting program was the upsell. So you can really upsell this to any existing account. So Gleam, go back and look at the pricing. It's basically, this is a this is a time-based service. So what you'll need to figure out is just how long is it going to take my people, and then just multiply that by your hourly rate. For our clients, we make them buy the supplies. We tell them where to order them. There's a local distributor here in town, because I don't want to be involved in supplying stuff for them. I don't want to have to calculate. This stuff is kind of expensive. So just locate your regular regional JanSan distributor. You know, there will be a what do you call it? Janitorial or commercial cleaning product reseller in your area. It's really important that you use commercial grade stuff, you know, not Lysol or, you know, stuff that you buy at, you know, at the regular grocery store, because you need to look like a pro. So that's pretty much it as far as content that I have for today. Oh, there was one other thing. I had mentioned to you guys that I was going to maybe start to offer some discovery calls. So here's a link right here. I just put it in. So for about, I'm going to open up about 10 spots. So if you want to have a discovery call with me to talk about, actually the first step is going to be you'll talk to my assistant and she'll set you up for the call. But if you want to just maybe talk about, you know, what's going on with your business, where are you stuck, what's a good next step for you, you know, sometimes you're so close that you can't really see what the struggle is. So I'm going to offer 10 of those free calls. It's going to be, some are going to be this week and some are going to be next week. So if you're interested in having just a sort of a free discovery call with me, they won't be long, maybe 15 minutes, but you'll kind of lay out for me what's going on and I'll just maybe give you some quick solutions. I'm going to do those this week and next week. So this is the link that I just put in there. So if you guys just click on that link now, we actually meant to edit this form and we didn't get it done in time. So the form is pretty long. You don't have to fill out the entire form. All you really have to do is put in your name, your phone number, and your email, okay? So put those things. If you want to fill out the rest of the questionnaire, that's great. That will let me know more things about you in advance of the call, so we can spend all of the time on the call getting right to what your question is, as opposed to me asking you questions. So when you follow this link, if you want to fill out all the questions, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. Just put in your email, your phone number, and your name, and then Sherry will call you to set up a time to have a discovery call with me, okay? So that is it. I like to keep these short and sweet. If anybody has any other questions about what we just went over, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will let you guys go. And keep your eyes posted here. You're welcome. And I think I'm gonna, you know, I've been doing these Facebook Lives every week on Tuesdays. I think next week I might start a challenge next week. I'm not sure what we'll do, but stay tuned on the page and I'll let you guys know if we're either gonna do another one of these. I think we've got about, I think I've calculated this plus 3 more weeks, and then I'll take off the week of Christmas and New Year's, and then we're going to hit the ground running again right after New Year. I'm also thinking about doing a private Facebook group, because we can be a little bit more intimate in a group than we can be on a page. So I've been thinking about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but I will let you guys know. Okay, see you later.